They said it couldn't be done. They all told me it was merely impossible. But I now have the final Chaos Emerald. The light is looking up. The world is beautiful. And I can now achieve my dreams. I'm Jake Spins. You're on Spade Gals Productions Game Boxing Channel. And you can also check out Spade Gals Original with Girl Cyclones, Quincore, Floweye, and vlogs. And now, without further ado, I will take this fallen angel and I will rebirth him. Don't worry, Shadow. You shall be rebirthed. It worked! Holy crap! It worked! Oh my god. He's reborn. And in a bag now! I can't believe it. I've done it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the GE Super Shadow Plush. Look at him. Look at him. Okay, that sounded pretty demanding. Now, you might be asking, Spins, why are you putting such an emphasis, so specific interest in this specific plush? It's not entirely the rarest plush. It's no Sonic Adventure plush. It's no Soap Shoes Sonic. While that may be true, I started collecting, as you may know, during Jazzware. And while I definitely took tags off of plushes back in my day, eventually I ended up stopping doing that. Around when I started getting GE plushes. And around that point, I would see Super Shadow plushes on eBay and Amazon before I had an actual source of money and way to get money. And I had to be very specific and choosy about what I bought, such as figures or video games and plush as well. And there were constantly Super Shadows that popped up. However, at some point, GE lost their license. Now, GE is actually getting their license back. However, they're only reissuing most plush. My belief is that not all of the plush will come back, such as the Werehog. You know, that definitely was because of Sonic Unleashed being at the time. It's very unlikely that will ever be re-released again. The Chow might be on the board on that. However, I feel like the other plush that feels very unlikely that would be reissued is Super Shadow. Which is why this is so significant, because when GE lost their license, despite them getting it back, all of the Super Shadows disappeared. It was very hard to find any listing whatsoever. That was included with the exact same height of the GE Shadow plush. And while it's not worth an extreme amount, it still is. I put $70 on this guy. Same amount as the regular Shadow, but the only listing of any GE Shadow plush that you could easily find was the 20-inch GE Shadow. No other plush. Well, for Shadow GE. And one day, after searching for over a year, and you might be laughing at that because, trust me, I understand, you know, there have been more infamous searches, such as Pat Mack trying to find his Sonic Adventure 2 Soap Shoes Sonic. He searched for years for it. I only searched for this for a year. However, I believe over time, if this does not get reissued, it is definitely going to be one of those things, one of those gems, one of those legends and those myths. And the thing is, this isn't the first time that I paid for him. This isn't the first time I bought him. Now, that might confuse some of you. However, this isn't a story of that I destroyed the Shadow Plush or lost it. This is the mere fact of when I tried to buy it, a friend of mine, a YouTuber that I found, and he found me, we were watching some each other's YouTube videos, review videos, and we got to talking about the Super Shadow Plush. Well, turns out he had 2 links that he found of shops that were selling them. Anyway, though, he sent me 2 links. Now, he decided to buy from one store, and I had no idea if his had arrived because he had only recently ordered it. When I looked at the 2 sites, the one thing I noticed is that one of them had more in quantity, and I'm pretty sure the other one had a slightly different price range. I went with the one with more quantity. The reasoning is because my thought process was, if they have 80 Super Shadow Plush, it'll take no time, you know? It's guaranteed. They have way enough for me to get this. So I ordered it. It didn't arrive. And when we checked back on the site, by that point, they were saying that they were out of stock. And I lost the Super Shadow Plush. Eventually, I found another listing. And it was a pre-order, so I paid for it. $25. That was months ago. No word on it. Nothing. And then, as I said, one night, I was in bed, was checking online for Super Shadow. Suddenly, on a glorious site, I found him for $70. Ran downstairs, took out my wallet, and as fast as I possibly could, I put in the order. I was a little afraid about certain things, such as, you know, if it would be damaged, if it wouldn't have its tag, if it ended up being a bootleg. However, looking at this guy, he looks pretty legit. Now, all of you are waiting for me to unbox this. I'm not going to. No, I'm kidding. We're actually going to do that right now. See, all of you just literally had such a big gust of air that just exploded out of you. You just got, like, thrown back into the headrest of your bed. And I'm sorry. That was a little mean. But we are going to unbox this legend, and I am so excited. It's going to look so nice next to my GE Supersonic. And that does mean that other than the X plush, we only need about 5 plush left. I am going to go try to go and complete the whole entire set of just the main line. I don't know if I'll get the 21-inch Rouge, because I do have Rouge. Sorry, I just... The day is here. Aw, the tag is curved. We gotta return him. No, I'm kidding. Tag is still here, still intact, and honestly, he looks very good. They said new, and he definitely looks new. There's a few things, such as this little speck right there, but other than that, I'm super happy. Now, I don't have the, I'm a little more relieved, and I thought I'd be happier, but I think I was more happy and anxious at the same time, so I think it's more relief that I have him. You know, I don't have the regular Shadow is the thing, but I have Super Shadow, which is really awesome. Now, the difference between the regular Shadow and the Super Shadow is actually just a color variant, because Shadow and Super Shadow, the difference between them, well, usually Super forms have the spikes up. Silver would be really cool to see, and it would complete the trio of Hedgehogs. However, Shadow is a choice that makes a lot of sense. And the reason it makes a lot of sense is specifically because the only thing you have to do is change the black material with this yellow material. They even got the lighter color of the Plush correct. Good job, GE. You did a good thing. Because Super Shadow is actually lighter. Now, his chest hair is interesting because there is actually a little bit of a seam right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. You might be able to. And it's should probably have been a softer material since, like, the rest of the Plush is softer, which makes it a little strange. However, it does actually look very nice. You have the nice little stripe right there on his wrist, and just like GE fashion, you actually have the gloves and the shoes being a different material. And the nice thing about GE is they go way further than just a few materials. The eyes, the gloves, the shoes, that part, the whites of this plush are essentially the same material. However, the red, fairly soft. This part I think is softer. Yeah, the bottom is more of like a carpet rug kind of texture, but then this is more smooth and slippery. So they did actually put every single detail on this plush. They put the rings on here, which is awesome, and this part of it is actually nice and soft, and it's great, and it's grand, and I love it. It is amazing, and I should seem happier than I really am, but again, I think I'm just more relieved. Looking at this plush, however, the proportions actually look like they're more based on Sonic Adventure 2. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because in the Sonic Adventure series, since that was really the first big transition from classic to modern Sonic, at least in the first adventure, you know, in the Dreamcast version, Sonic and Co. were closer to the classic proportions in-game. Now, I'm not completely sure if it was the exact same on the Dreamcast for Adventure 2, which I should have actually put the game in to check, because I do have a Dreamcast in the game. But that is my assumption, because he is shorter and stockier. However, he does still have the leg height of modern, which is interesting, but I do like that they gave more poof here, because if they didn't, then it would kind of be a little bit too small, and there wouldn't really be much proportion, and his head would just be like, blah, and it would just be sad. Looking at the back here, so a lot of the spikes actually look very good. This top spike looks amazing, and it's hard to actually see any significant problem with this plush. You know, it looks very nice. The what are they called? The spines in the back, I'm pretty sure the spines, are actually longer than the tail, which is kind of neat. So, even more further making me believe that it is Sonic Adventure 2 based, because Super Shadow also doesn't show up that much. He's shown up in Shadow the Hedgehog, his own game, as well as Sonic 06. Pretty sure that's it. So they don't really have as many things to base him off of like they do for Sonic. So going with an SA2 inspired kind of route is a very good idea. His side spikes are very nice. They're curved pretty much the right amount. You know, looking at him from the front, he essentially looks perfect. It's amazing. And then these parts look really good. However, looking at the back, one thing that's sticking out to me is that the middle spike isn't centered. I don't know if it's specific to this plush or if it's to all of the GE plush for Super Shadow, but looking on camera, it's not as easy to see, but it does look like it's a little bit off, which is interesting. However, when you have a plush and you're reproducing it, you're going to tend to have a few flaws here and there. However, they do hide the seams pretty nice, other than, like, a few places. But a lot of them, you know, they have the seam right here actually stitched in with the red portion. And the thing about Shadow is that he has a lot of detail in the face and the head, so you're going to need a lot more of that stuff. Which makes having the Shadow plush a little more interesting, because he does have a little more detail than, say, Sonic does. However, Sonic does have the circle on his stomach, so do still have to go a little bit out of your way for detail. But they do actually have the little red eyeliner there, as well as the nice red eyes. Another thing for Shadow is that his eyes are normally red, so they wouldn't change to red when he actually goes super, which is pretty cool. The only problem that I've had constantly with a lot of the GE plush is actually, when in the bag, the nose, for some reason, it kind of tilts off to the side. You might have seen that in the Metal Sonic plush unboxing, but other than that, everything looks good. Touch tag looks good. Brand new. Looks amazing. Does it actually say the year this was made? Production date. It says 2015-7. Not sure exactly what the 7 means, but at least we know the year that this came out, which is pretty cool. But, yeah, this is an officially licensed Great Eastern Super Shadow plush, and he looks amazing. I'm gonna perk his ears up a little bit. Now, one thing that I would recommend if you are trying to get any GE plush is that when you do, if you're collecting them, especially if you're collecting them, don't hang them up by the gold string. I don't know why they put them there. I wish I could tell you, but a lot of plush do that, and honestly, I don't think it would be a good idea. It's not the heftiest plush. For instance, if you were to use the GE Werehog, that would be an extremely bad idea to hang up. But, definitely if you're working on collecting these guys, don't do that. But yeah, he looks very nice. He's also got a more clean, frown. I almost called it a smirk. That's not a smirk. You guys will be seeing a little bit in the future that other Shadow plush, because I did get one, you know, other Shadow plush don't do as great with that frown. And I don't know why that is, but of course you do have that nice manufactured, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's the same as the eyes. It's not exactly, like, it's not embroidered. It might be, but no. Embroidered would be where it's, like, actually, like, knitted in. But it's more of, like, that smooth material that the eyes are made out of. Anyway, though, let me know what you guys think of Super Shadow. I'm very excited to have him, even though I don't know if it's coming across that I'm excited, but I'm definitely excited. But as I said, I'm way more just relieved that I have him and that he's real. And I'm sure at 2 in the morning, I'm going to be like, I finally did it. I did it. And true, I've already gone to my next goal. But I'm not going to tell you what that is. Anyway, though, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Show us out with everybody know and love. Brother, mother, sister, father, iguana. And if you're looking for a Super Shadow plush, definitely make sure to just keep looking. There's actually a few that have popped up on eBay. So you never know when you're going to find one. Quick Google searches can help, but definitely eBay. Don't check Amazon, though, because Amazon's not going to really be helpful in that department. However, for most GE plush, that's going to be the place you want to go, is Amazon, because that's the easiest place to find it for some of them. But, you know, I wish all of you luck, and I do actually have a link to, I don't know if it'll still be up on sale, but I have a link to a Super Shadow plush on my Twitter. So when this goes up, it'll probably be a week after, but if you want one, make sure to check my Twitter. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. And the goal is done. Now, bow down to him. All hail shadow, heroes rise again. Bum bum bum, obliterating everything that's not your friend. Bum bum bum, nothing can stop you now. No ghost can bring you down. Yes, I do know most of that song. Sorry for subjecting your ears to that. See ya.